And clearly, I understand the knee-jerk reaction is to be against giving drug addicts drugs in a medical setting. But there's a few things we all need to acknowledge here as basic facts about how the world works. First, and this is just a statement of fact, but some drug addicts are never ever going to get sober. Ever. No matter what. The severe damage has already been done. And second, all drug addicts, not just heroin users, are already getting their drugs from somewhere, even with the war on drugs in full effect for the last 40 plus years. Seriously, just think about today. Every drug addict eventually got their fix, whether they had to steal or con someone out of money, maybe they had to suck or fuck someone for some cash to buy drugs. But today, somehow, someway, drug addicts all around the world were able to get what they needed. Hopefully, because going through withdrawal is a whole nother nightmare that we don't have time to get into right now. And honestly, not to scare any parents out there, but it's easier now than ever to purchase any and all illegal narcotics because of the wonderful World Wide Web. For instance, here's a screenshot from a popular site called the Dream Market, which recently decided to close down its doors after being around for a few years offering their services. But when this site was active, they sold everything, from drugs to premium porn passwords, even counterfeit money. It's pretty incredible when you think about it. But our legal department has advised me not to get into any specifics here. But I assure you, this website was 100% real and was exactly like ordering from Amazon. Not that I would know that personally. Also, the site may or may not have offered different shipping options for those customers who needed to get their goodies the next day. Kind of like the Amazon Prime of narcotics. But once again, not that I would know that personally. It's just what we found out doing our research for this episode. Wink. Wait, do I say wink or do I actually wink? And I know some people are skeptical and will argue, bullshit, drug packages we caught by US Customs or the Postal Service. And I don't mean to destroy the illusion of security theater we have here in the United States, but most drug packages are not caught by the post office. And if drugs are shipped within the United States, package senders don't even need to worry about customs at all.
New at 11, as the nation spends billions to block drugs at the border, smugglers have found a gaping hole. Our own Postal Service to get you drugs into your neighborhood. The post office says it's overwhelmed by this problem and there isn't much it can do about it.
9 Under's Kristen Swilley shows just how often narcotics go undetected.
It's simple. And that's the idea. Drug dealers are counting on a package like this slipping through the mail and becoming a needle in a haystack. But the amount of heroin or fentanyl that can fit inside one of those packages can kill hundreds of people.
It's just so easy to get stuff through the mail.
While some dealers get creative, others are decidedly old school.
I mean, there's still groups that just send bulk marijuana, bales of marijuana in a box.
And as crazy as it sounds, it's working.
It's not like they're checking your ID or anything either, so, you're walking up, you're paying a fee, and off it goes.
Matt Davies with U.S. Customs and Border Protection, which works with the Postal Service to detect drugs, says the problem with narcotics arriving via snail mail is part technology, part manpower.
The facility itself is constrained by infrastructure. I mean, we only have 5 conveyor belts that the mail can be processed on.
More belt space means a more thorough process and fewer deadly drugs going undetected.
The purity of the fentanyl that we're seeing in these express consignment and the mail facilities is closer to 97-98% purity, which means it's that much more lethal.
Postal Service inspectors are finding more drugs than ever before. From 2016 to 2017, there was a 375% increase in international package seizures due to drugs and an 800% increase domestically.
There's just so many avenues and opportunities for these groups to use our own systems against us, and they do.
So now that we've established that the war on drugs is not stopping narcotics from being readily available and easily accessible, let's cover a few other worldly truths. For instance, a common misconception is that heroin users are abusing heroin because it's the best or strongest opioid out there. And that's simply not true. Most heroin addicts start out by using and abusing prescription pain medication like Oxycontin. Then, once the pills get too expensive to buy every day at $50 a pill, addicts move on to abusing heroin because it's the cheapest at $10 a bag and probably the most readily available opioid these days.